Grammar school.
So thank you for breakfast. We'll get you up in a minute. All right, so we're into November. I got to say I'm overly proud of you guys, and that for the last 2 months there's been almost no political talk. Actually, today not one person said a thing. Obviously, a big day in this country. I think either way, whatever happens, we're going to be fine. So I'm proud of you, though. It's just not. It's not. We sell real estate. We're not political analysts, and I think you get this. If you advertise a side, your half of your database probably won't use you. So there we go. But it's still a big time in this business. 15 contracts in over the weekend, so it's happening out there. I know Ben Owens having huge stuff happening. Rachel Ford texted me. I don't know why she didn't call me. It was such a long text, but I mean, literally like 6 or 7 things in the last week under contract. So business is out there. All right, we have blasted off into a new era in KW Dunwoody in that we now
Hallelujah.
have the ability, we are actually recording as we speak. So we will post this. You'll be sent a link, and you can
went out last night and linked it.
right, so you can watch the entire sales meeting. We're going to do the same for training also. So pretty cool. And that
Thank you all.
yeah. So you're being recorded. So just watch your hand gestures.
And what you say.
There you go. Okay, cappers. So, as you know, we're a company that has very few companies have a cap. That's one thing great about Keller Williams. It's a low cap, $18,000. Whether you make $180,000, $360,000, $1 million, you have an $18,000 cap, then you go to 100%. So these people actually in October capped, and they're 100%. So pretty nice. All right, let's. I'm gonna do top producers, and then we'll go right to our video contest. So, as you know, we report 2 ways during the month. We report year to date, and we report the month. This is year to date. So through October of this year, top producers. Groups pretty much doesn't change. Number 1, Fry Team. Number 2, Beth Boswell. Team 3, Providence Group. 3 or more people working together. Teams, 2 and 2 only. Number 1, RJ and Jim McCarty. 2, Becky Deere and Lady Morris. 3, Kathy and Tom Florence. 4, Patricia and Doug Alexander. 5, Claudia Buscato and Daniel Polito. 6, Kathy and Bill Haas. Individuals, we'll go 15 deep. Number 1, Becky Wynn Evans. 2, Cynthia Pierce. It'll be a battle to the end. 3, Rob Carino. 4, Dan Bangs. 5, Virginia Moran. 6, Felicia Mason. 7, Mike Colber. 8, Susan Eschbach. 9, Connie Martin. 10, Liz Wellman. 11, Michelle Morales. 12, Heather Scott. 13, Bob Facella. 14, Jana Huffam. 15, Luann Gilmore. Commercial, number 1, Mark Kirscher. 2, Rocky Kaufman. 3, Scott Morchauer. 4, Howard Garrett. And 5, Alita Jordan. Congratulations. And we have one award to give today. This is from the region, an Outstanding Customer Service Award to our own Betsy McDowell.
For what? on camera.
What'd you do?
I have no idea.
Ah.
Thank you.
Well, to get that, actually, when a client actually like writes something favorable about you, that's what's happened. I can't remember exactly, but
That is awesome.
obviously Betsy's doing something where her clients wanted to write in.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Okay, so on to the video contest. We decided that, why should we decide it? Felicia, if y'all want to give out the ballots, we can do that. So I think it's up to y'all to determine. We're going to vote afterward. Who do you think is going to win the $1,000?
We selected from them already.
Right. How many did we have? We had like 25?
We had about 25 and we selected
25. We're down to 6. Okay? So the thinking is that we are going into all of us, we're going into a new age where we have to communicate differently with our clients, with everyone, our family, our spouse, everyone. But video seems to have a lot of impact. So that's why we did this contest. So we're going to show these one by one. I think you'll find them very good, and then you will vote to determine our $1,000 winner.
But we also hope it inspires you to do more of them, either in video text to your clients, or to post them on Facebook or your website or a blog. Great stuff.
All right, Rachel, are you starting? Okay, there we go. So thank Cynthia Pierce. She's the one putting up the $1,000. So thank you so much. She's so nice. Yeah. Okay, let's turn off the lights. Here we go. So this is number 1.
Good morning, Atlanta. It's Real Estate Tori. I am here at Mill Creek Preserve where my clients are having their pre-drywall inspection. Let's take a look. I hope I don't hurt myself walking backwards, but as I mentioned yesterday, new construction is smoking hot. My clients picked a new home. I'm in the car keeping warm. The inspections can take 3 to 4 hours, so in the meantime, I want to chat about pre-drywall inspections and why they're important. Some may assume that because you're buying a new home that everything's going to go great and everything's going to go perfect, but that's not always the case. It usually isn't the case. Buying a new home, you need at least 2 inspections, 1 pre-drywall and 1 final inspection. Make sense? Before your walls are installed, you can see the bones of the house. You can see the electrical wiring, you can see the insulation, you can see the plumbing, you can see everything. If you are using the new foam expandable insulation in your house, your pre-drywall needs to be done before they spray that. Once they spray that on, have more questions about anything real estate, send them to me. I've got to get back inside. You normally don't have to stay for the inspection, but my clients flew into town from Chicago, so I've got to get back in. As always, you can catch me on Instagram at realestate_Tori or on Twitter at _realestateTori, TORI.
Pretty darn good. All right, let's move on.
Hey Atlanta, it's Aaron with Aaron Carter Consultants, KW Realty. I'm here at one of the most outstanding custom-built homes in Atlanta, 1767 Buckhead Lane, Northeast, located in the zip code of 30324 in the neighborhood of Buckhead Preserve. Come with me, let's go check it out. Hey guys, we're here in this spacious kitchen. As you can see, balanced amount of space for storage, balanced amount of space for entertaining. The finishes here are absolutely amazing. You've got the granite, the wood cabinets, and the beautiful stone backsplash. You have a lot of time to enjoy here. Okay guys, so we're here in the beautiful master suite. Again, detailed craftsmanship. We got the beautiful carpet ceilings, the cozy fireplace, and a beautiful private balcony to enjoy all of your views. As you guys can see, this house has everything needed for enjoyment. This all-brick 5-bedroom, 5.5-bathroom home is nestled in a perfect location for transportation on all major highways in Atlanta. Perfect location for shopping and dining and activities for all ages. Come on out and take a look. We'll be happy to have you.
Christina, I am so excited. So I just previewed the perfect house for your daughter, and I know that you always say that she has caviar taste with a tuna fish budget. Well, this is the perfect jewel. So first of all, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet, and it's only $140,000. There is swimming, tennis, no HOA fees. There's a park, golf course, everything she could ever want. Perfect house. Let's get it seen. Talk to you later.
Hi, my name is Maria Arizos. I'm with Keller Williams Realty. Have you ever thought about buying a property in another country? Why not in Spain? Interested? Visit my website for more information. Adios!
Hey Bonnie, it's Jennifer Huckabee. It was so great to meet you yesterday at that open house. I hope that you are having a great Sunday. I just wanted to say hello. I know that that house had all of the things that you were looking for except for the location, and I found a house I think that you're really going to like, right in the heart of East Atlanta Village, just like you wanted. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Give me a call if you'd like to see it, and I'd be happy to take you over here to take a look at it. Have a great evening. Thanks. Bye-bye.
A home piece of the American dream would be incredible, right? Whether you enjoy living in suburbs where you can raise a family, or whether you enjoy living in the city, whether shopping and walk to eaters.
Many people enjoy living in the suburbs
To escape the hustle and bustle of living in the city.
My guarantee to you is to exceed your expectations. And my goal is to help as many people as I can and build long-lasting relationships. My name is Claudius J. Moses, and this is the Road to Closing.
All right, so can you just put the circles up again real quick?
Put the submissions up.
Okay, so Claudius, Jennifer, Maria, Lexi, Aaron, and Tori. All right, make your quick pick.
The winner wins $1,000. Pick your awesome.
Okay, circle one and hand them to the center, if you would. All right, circle one, hand them to the center. Everybody in?
I'll come back that way.
Felicia, why don't you go with Lori?
Do we have a CPA company that's going to tally these? Yeah, me. I get everybody, anybody listening.
Oh, right here.
Do you have any more blanks?
Do we have any more blanks?
We have this one.
All right, everyone in? All right, I thought those were all excellent. Again, if you're not doing videos, it's not very difficult. Learn how to do it. I think it's a neat way to communicate with your clients. Along those lines, Jim and Jean have purchased us. We're not only streaming, we actually have a camera with a tripod here by next Monday that you'll be able to do videos here if you want. We're going to have it in the library. So, again, this seems like the future of the business that really has an impact on your clients. So, we'll let you know more, let you practice on the equipment that we have here at the latest next Monday. Virginia, you went to a little class yesterday, a class that usually scares the bejeebers out of everybody, license law. No one wants to even put a client in their car ever again after you take that class, but a couple of days later you'll figure out that a lot of the stuff is 1 in a billion, so you'll go back out and start working again. But one piece that we really do need to talk about is
advertising.
Good
morning. I did learn this morning that the more scary thing is a lot of people don't know this class is required before the end of the year if you want your license to be active on January 1st.
No,
that's not right.
That's for board, that's
That's
Board of
for
Ethics.
Not the license law.
License law has to be within your 4-year period.
Within your 4 years.
You're kidding.
You got it done, I'm so proud of you.
Well, then there's misinformation on that class. Okay, then never mind.
It's within your 4-year period, and Code of Ethics, everybody must take by the end of this year. We're on rec schedule for that. But
Code of Ethics is ABR.
Or ABR, sorry, yes.
Nobody knows anything.
Okay.
But it's ARA.
Advertising.
ARA.
Advertising, well, one case that actually just happened very recently. We are Keller Williams, we're a big name, you're always a target, whether you're a fleet vehicle, when you have big name, people look for you for money. Advertising is where we most often mess up, and I think the biggest thing we do is either advertise ourselves more prominently than Keller Williams, or what people were hit for recently is saying Keller Williams and not the designator, which is your full name, Keller Williams Atlantic Perimeter, Keller Williams Sandy Springs. You have to say the full name even though you have this little tiny space. Their phone number the office number has to be as big as your office, as your number. You can't favor yourself, which is what we like to do. And if you make an agent mad or you get a listing that they had gone after, they can turn you in. So be nice to everybody and be careful. But the case that she had recently, our Sandy Springs agents got nailed. Somebody had gone through the AJC online ads and filed 214 complaints against 214 agents for not having that designator. So they all got a $1,000 fine. 214 agents, and do you have more detail?
No, I just have a question or a clarification. I think when I took a class similar to that a couple years ago, it's if you're just advertising yourself and not specific property.
They've changed that.
They have.
And
Okay.
even if you're just advertising yourself now, it still has to have everything.
It's where your license is hung. You have to advertise that office where your license is
Keller Williams,
hung.
Atlanta Perimeter, and the office number.
right.
You can put your cell also, but you have to have the office number.
Yeah.
There's a lot more detail to that that we will not go into now, but we are a name, and people think we have deep pockets. They don't know how poor most realtors are. But one mad person can go after a lot of people. And an agent, a lot of times it's agents that you either beat out honestly and fairly, or that just got mad at you for something.
Jessica.
Did they tell you in terms of the placement of your information versus the office information, whether one has to be above the other?
I think they just have to be same font.
Similar
size.
size.
Same size and
Prominent.
like yours can't be bold in the same font as theirs is not bold.
Charlie.
I think the rule is the office number, you just can't be larger than the office number. Or more times.
Or more prominent.
Or more frequently on there, you know, right, exactly.
And I'm sure we can get guidelines to send out for everybody. It's easy to come up with.
Gotta have the office name, full name, gotta have the office number,
The
yes.
designator was the big thing she stressed.
Did they talk at all about the advertising of social media, like your Facebook business?
Social media, a text, a flyer, it's all, social media specifically addressed, it's the same requirements. And technically, even if you respond with a text, it's the same thing, but Brad told me not to get into too much detail.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I weigh odds, okay? I mean, the rule is, I guess, even on your text.
Yeah.
Right now, I would say that's 1 in a billion on your text. And truly, even advertising, you don't hear too many stories, but now we have a real story. 214 people get fined $100,000, I'd wake up to this. But,
The fact is, none of us are doing everything right, and if somebody wants after you, they're gonna get you, but just don't make it easy for them.
So another,
exactly.
related to this, the logo for Keller Williams Atlanta Perimeter, the one that was handed out maybe last year or the year before, is very awkward, and I'm wondering if we could get that sort of maybe redone. Toby Reinhardt did one that looks.
When you say awkward, what does that mean?
It's just visually difficult to work with for those of us who, work in the marketing area.
Right.
It's Atlanta, it's just very awkward. It just is not, it looks like it was done after the fact, that Keller Williams and then Atlanta Perimeter.
There's one that's more linear than that one.
That's probably the one that Toby did,
well.
I think. That's legal as
Yeah.
well? Okay.
All right, we'll
just, okay.
We got you. Okay, just again, the key point, you have to have the full company name, you have to have the office number, plain and simple. It's non-negotiable. All right, we got some classes coming up. Thursday is Matrix 102.
It is on CMAs.
So a little higher level stuff.
Yes.
Again, I would advise you, this is your business matrix. And the ability to be able to work that quickly and functionally is huge for your success. So I would learn the system like the back of your hand. So what time is he?
3 hours CE credit,
Right.
9:30.
9:30 on Thursday.
9:30 to 12:45.
Also, on Wednesday, I'm teaching how to build a massive real estate career through trust. Again, our business, if you break it down plain and simple, people got to know you, people got to like you, people got to trust you. How do we make that happen? How do we actually make trust happen? Not just wait for it to happen. How do we make it happen? So that's just from 1 to 2 this Wednesday. That's tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Rhonda, you want to say anything?
Yes, can I? Brad?
Yes.
Thank you. Y'all, thank you for your business. Y'all are wonderful. You're one of my favorite offices, and I'm forever grateful. And I can't wipe the smile off my face. And y'all, this summer, y'all know a lot of it. Yes, Susan.
Some of us who don't know you, Rhonda, who are you and who
Oh,
are you
okay. I've been with I'm Rhonda with American Home Shield. Have been with them for 32 years. Started, like I said, when grammar school. But Lord knows I've seen it all in this business. And if y'all ever need anything, I'm your girl. Cause like I said, I've seen it all. But I'm laughing about this summer broke all records. What was it with the heat? And I don't like summers, y'all. I feel so bad saying that because my kids are home but when people and air conditioning calls are when people are hot, they are out of control. And so I used to look a whole lot younger than I do this now after this summer. But and then it drug on into the fall. I was like, what's going on? Please turn off. Let it get cool so the air conditioners will give a rest. But to give you an idea, y'all, between June, July, and August, just in my little area, there were 42,000 AC calls.
Wow.
So yeah. So see these wrinkles. I've got to get in the business myself. If I ever had to do it over, I would be an HVAC person. Yeah, and I still make. They make a lot of money. But my point is that we helped a lot of people this summer with air conditioning. And if any of y'all got caught up in maybe a delay, I apologize, because there was a Monday after the 4th of July that there were 4,000 AC calls on Monday. So yeah, that's why y'all haven't seen me. I'm on the phone. But anyway,
fixing those AC.
Fixing AC, Jay. But anyway, so my point is that we started the home warranty business 42 years ago. I've been with them for a long time. We're owned by Service Master. We have deep pockets. Now think about what something Virginia said. We are the first one too. We have to dot our I's and cross our T's, let me tell you, because we're the first person to be pointed at if anything goes wrong with the word Sue Happy. But our job is to keep y'all out of the doghouse. Because you sell, I know y'all work so hard to find people their dream homes, and then the first person they're going to call when something breaks is you, their realtor, who found them their dream home, and then you can say, You got the warranty. Call Rhonda, call American Home Shield. That's what they're for. And then one other quick thing I wanted to talk to you about was Kevin and I have been dealing with this. I think one of the best things we do, I know y'all are trying to get listings, is that we offer this no obligation seller's coverage that for your sellers during the listing period. All I need is their name and their address, and we will cover for them their furnace, their AC, yes, their AC, duct work, all the plumbing in the house, water heater, stoppages, leaks, faucets. And the beauty of it is, if the buyer doesn't ask for the warranty at closing, there's no obligation to pay us. We will make repairs or replacements up to $2,000 during the listing period with no obligation for the premium to be paid at closing if the buyer doesn't want it. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer to me for on some of your listings that y'all need to think about that. And when it's inspected, well, I've got one right now, the coil's leaking, and they're getting a new evaporator coil. The buyer has not asked for the warranty. And then last but not least, you get a $75 credit on your Keller Williams bill for each closing you have with our warranty. So.
That hit me.
Well, thank you.
Say that. You just say it.
You epitomize a relationship based on trust. I think people don't sell American Home Shield, they sell Rhonda.
Absolutely.
Well, the good news is when things are sideways, you can't seem to get service, or you got a little height situation, we have the ability to kind of get on the bat phone and call Rhonda directly, and things just happen. Yes, they do. All of a sudden, people show up. And so, yes, thank you for all you do. All right. Cultural Committee. Jen, you and or Liz want to talk? So we have a new cultural committee. They're doing a lot of things in this office, but we have an immediate things coming up. So tell us, Jen. Or Liz, or Jen, or Liz. Jen.
Okay. We thought about, November. What's November? Thanksgiving. And so we have a lot to thankful for. And so we, we thankful for we're here today. And so we also want to, remember the one that, less fortunate than us. So just that's what thanks and giving. And we have this year's, with Linda's leadership, we have decided to pick, Malachi's Storehouse as the recipient of the food drive. And I contacted the lady there, and she said, she gave me the list of the most needed items that is on your little brochure. And so we thought, how fun it's going to be. We're going to have the office Thanksgiving luncheon, right? So besides the, the dish that you bring in to share with your other agents, you can bring some of the canned food and we can share with the people that really needs extra food at this time of the year. And their mission is really, I really like their mission. Their mission is to nourish both body and spirit, honor and the dignity of every human being around the giving and receiving. So I hope you're successful.
Okay, so is that box up front to put things in?
Yes.
Okay.
And just to add to that, they really can use, because when I talked to her, she said, protein is real important, like canned meats or canned, beans or whatever. I mean, of course, they'll take vegetables too, but that protein.
Yeah, so, her list there, basically a lot of those things for protein. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jen. All right, so next Tuesday is after sales meeting. Is our Thanksgiving lunch? Noon. Okay, so this is a tradition in this office probably since the beginning of the office. We'll be in here. Organic brings amazing turkey already sliced. Right above Ernie back there, there's sign-ups. So we kind of, other than the turkey, bring our own food ourselves. So sign up for one of the categories, the typical Thanksgiving food, and just bring that on the day, and we'll have a great Thanksgiving lunch. So, and start bringing your products in that, for this drive from Malachi House. All right, stats was last week. A lot of you were there. But what we wanted to do was a little bit of follow-up on that. So we have Becky Wynn, Evans, and Jessica Schulte. They're really going to give you a little insight as to a couple of the stats they use and how they present those in your presentations, right, buyer or seller. Again, one thing just to let you know, I think next time stats will be kind of a different form. We're, you know, over the years, stats were done for a very good reason, but they've gotten to be like, you know, there's over 100,000 slides now. So it's a little bit too much. So we're really, I think next time going to probably get some of your insights, but really get down to maybe 20. You know, the rest you will have, but there's no need to just keep going over them. And there'll be more talk about how you use them. Okay, so away you go. Rachel has your slides. Just tell her which ones you want up there. Okay, away you go.
Yeah, you can go first. This is actually probably the third one that I use, but one thing that I note about this board is that during the short sale era, this was all pink, and then when it got to be a seller's market, it was all green, and so now there's a mishmash of what's going on in which market. That tells me, and this is something that I discovered from talking to Becky yesterday and her major experience, that, I mean, she does way more business than I do, so her insight has been very helpful. But one of the things that I realized is that, you know, Gary Keller was talking about a shift, and we talked about that at the stats, and so how do you prove the shift? Where is it happening? Is it actually happening in our market, or is it just something that's happening nationally and we're talking about here because it hasn't hit? To me, what I see in my market is oversupply, longer days on market, price reductions, but that's not true across Atlanta. So to me, it looks like instead of the buyers behaving in the same manner across the board in all of our markets, in geographic locations, as well as different price points, essentially what's happened is they're behaving differently in different places because our inventory is higher in certain places and it's lower in others. You know, so I use this slide when it supports the information that I'm giving my clients. If it doesn't support the information that I'm giving them, then it doesn't really have any bearing. And that's another thing that I found looking at these. There are some that support the data that I'm pulling from their specific area. And so I use those. And but in terms of pricing, I use, can you go to the next one, number 53? In terms of pricing, this is one of my favorites because I tell them, I give them my price and I'm really firm on it. And I lost the listing on Friday because I'm like, you can't go above this level. And you know, the other guy said he could sell it higher, and I'm like, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Buying the listing.
Yeah, but I mean, I would rather, I told her, I'm like, I'm here to tell you the truth. And if that means you don't hire me, then unfortunately that's gonna have to be the case. But, you know, I don't wanna be sitting here in 4 months when you're telling me you need to sell in 2. So anyway, so this was one of the things that I showed her in terms of if you need to take a price reduction, this is what's gonna happen. And we actually did the math at her price versus at my price, and my price netted her $6,000 more. And so I'm like, okay. So that's one. And then number 54, this, you know, this backs up the slide that I just showed you before, but like right here, I showed her, I'm like, okay, if we don't need a price reduction, you're sold in under 3 weeks, in just over 2 weeks. Or you can sit here for 3 months through the holidays, new inventory's then gonna be coming on, you're gonna have more competition, it's gonna be shop worn, so, you know, do you wanna sell quickly for 6,000 more, or do you want this? Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway.
And then, that's kind of when I pull out the, you know, this month's supply of listings. And then, you know, I always bring more than I need, just because you never know, if you listen to what they're saying and you really dial down on what is most important to them, sometimes there are other things that you're like, wait a minute, you know, I actually have something about that subject, and then you can pull it out and use it kind of impromptu if you have it with you. But I don't bring the whole thing because it's just, my brain would explode. So anyway, those are the ones that I use.
So for me, I think that with the changes in the market, like Gary Keller always said when we were at Family Reunion or Mega Agent this last time, is you operate in the market that you're currently in, and you plan for the market that you more than likely are moving towards. And so when I'm talking to whether it's a seller or a buyer about the stats, it's more so designed to set expectations with the client. It isn't about this is what the market is telling us 100%. It's more of the fact that, you know, we're looking at the stats and say, how does that create a conversation of what our strategic plan is going to look like? Like, one big chart that I use is this one right here, which shows the median sales price history. And I always tell my clients, this doesn't mean that if you bought in 2012 right here, that today your house has gone up this much. This chart to me is more of the story of where is your timing and how does that impact your next step. So, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're telling me that you wanted to sell at the top of the market, which is in June. What does that tell you? And they're like, we need to be on the market in June. And I said, actually, no. You technically needed to be in the market in April in order to be one of those sellers that actually sold at the top of the market. How motivated are you to truly sell? Is it about getting the top price, or is it about getting sold? Great, you have to sell. So now I look at it and say, well, based on our timing, just know that we're moving into this next phase. You have an opportunity where prices are actually going back up again, but just know that it may take us longer to get there. So that's more of how I use the stats of saying, how does it impact you, and how do we make a decision and a plan around how the market operates based upon that. So great, so now we know that based on your timing, we're in this month, then this is how we actually have to adapt our strategies, and this is what you can expect from the market. The next one. So this one is the price reductions. Similar kinds, you know? Price reductions are normal in any market. What's important about this is, depending upon your price point, is to say, what are the odds that we're likely to go on the market and we're just testing it to get a number that you want. What I found is that I've had sellers say to me, I have one in Grayson right now. Comps told me 100% hands down that I couldn't list it for more than $350,000. It was a referral from another agent that felt like it shouldn't sell for more than $330,000. She didn't want to take the listing. So my client says to me, I want to list it at $390,000. And I said, great. Okay, I'm going to list it at $390,000 because a couple of things could be working in your favor. The lack of inventory could cause us to get the price that you want. But I'm going to tell you that 1 in 3 sellers are wrong. 1 in 3 sellers are going to price this and get it wrong. And it could impact what you ultimately sell it for from a percentage perspective, but we're going to fight and do everything we can. Are you comfortable with the risk that you're one of these sellers? Are you okay with that? And if you're not, what does it have to look like to protect yourself to ensure you're not one of those? Next slide.
Well, at that price, it's really almost half.
What did they end up selling?
I sold it for $385,000. I did. I had multiple offers. The first 3 out of the 4 offers were below $350,000. Only one offer got to my $385,000. And we were listed at $390,000.
I have a
In
question.
Grayson.
I have a question for you. Did that 4th offer know that there were 3 other offers?
Yes. So that's a big part of it. I think that, you know, I always have that conversation. We can price here, and my negotiation skills are going to leverage your position to get you here. It just goes back to, where do you want to be and how do you start? You can start here and take 30 to 60 days to get here possibly, or you can start here and be done and still get to that same place. Going back to what we were taught in stats originally is, you can never undersell a house but you can underprice the house. So our goal is about underselling to get you the price that you want. Not that we're not gonna get you the price that you want.
How did it appraise?
It appraised grade 5. I met the appraiser out there. Brought all my stats, all the reason why, told him about all my multiple offers and how difficult it was and why we had to pick this one, because I probably could have sold it for more. And he bit. And we got it to appraise right on the money. But that doesn't happen because I have had 14 appraisal issues year to date on my listings. And I will say 13 of the buyers paid the difference. 100%. So, you know, and I think that's part of it is that to me the stats are more of a driving point of creating the conversation to set expectations. It isn't an indicator of exactly what's happening in the market, because I do go back and I have to set the expectations of how much competition do you have. I sit there, I'll pull up on FMLS and say, there's 90 other houses out there. But if I were to hone it down and say, great, yours has a basement, so let's remove it, we have a basement. Yours is upgrade, let's remove all the fixer-uppers, and I dwindle it down. And when they look at it, they're like, I still have 40 other houses that the buyers may choose over mine. Great, now you know what your competition is. How fierce do you feel like it is, and how does yours really compare? And what are you willing to do to actually be the winner of the beauty contest on top of being the best price? Like, how do we balance that? And that's how I kind of take the stats. And, you know, days on market, great. You can sell it really quickly. And again, it goes back to you can still get it for top dollar. And then my last slide, because these are the only slides that I use, this one? Yeah, one more click, goes back to how do I compare to any other agent? It goes back, you have to know your numbers. If anybody took my business planning class, you have to know your numbers. And I say 2015, average agent, 95.5% list price to sales price. Last year, we did a total of 90 sales. 50 of them were listings, and my list price to sales price was 99.2%. I consistently outperform. And that's really the only statistic that I think stands most out to your seller is what's your value proposition? I can do it faster, and I can do it better than the rest of the market or the agents. That's my presentation.
Well, that's fantastic. So again, Becky's absolutely correct. The purpose of these slides, and you have a lot of them, but I would think most people are only presenting 2 or 3. You might have another 5 that you know the situation might come up if they talk about it. But yes, the purpose of these is to set expectations for our clients. That's a key point. I don't know, a long time ago, I don't know if you were there, Charlie, a buddy of mine, Sam Holmes, who's been the top commercial guy in the city for 10 years running, spoke to us, and that's actually what he said. He says, my top job is to manage clients' expectations. So that's what these are for. Choose the ones that allow you to do that and explain the market. Key point Becky said was competition's a big part of this, right? Supply and demand, absolutely. So that's why everything, every area is different depending on those factors. So thank you. It's good to hear from y'all are in the field. This is what you use. These are your tools to present. These are 2 people doing very well and great presentations.
There's also interesting to hear 2 different strategies on taking a listing that they perceived overpriced. Jessica did a hard line. Hey, I'm not doing it. Becky's like, hey, yeah, we'll do it. I think that's something that.
Well, she had a reason why. She saw like no supply.
Yeah.
Right. And she was right. Yeah, absolutely.
But I also think like part of it is going back to what we learned in stats previously. It's like your commitment really is to create a partnership with your sellers, and you don't know 100% of what the market is doing, because when we were in that shift and everybody was like, one of the conversations in one of Sean's presentations is don't take that overpriced listing, don't take that overpriced listing. And I remember I lost 3 listings because I was like, don't take that overpriced listing, and they all sold.
Yeah.
They sold for the price the seller asked for ultimately. And And I think that was like a big lesson for me is that you don't know 100%, and you also have to, if you take that higher price listing, you have to believe in your skills and ability to fight for it, and then tell your client like, hey, this is what our conversation, this is what the expectation is. So in 2 weeks, if you're not getting that result, it's not about I picked this price. It's not about, you know, that I set you up with that wrong expectations. Because as long as the seller knows coming in, it's same as your buyers, letting them know, hey, you might be overpaying, but it might be the perfect house for you, and that $20,000 really doesn't matter in the great scheme of getting exactly what you want. And sometimes they need that time period. I don't do let's reduce it after 2 weeks we're coming down 20 grand. Like, come back to the conversation in 2 weeks, great. Is this what you expected to happen in 2 weeks? Is this what you thought your outcome was going to be? And if the seller says, no, I thought we'd be sold, great, what do you think now we need to do? And they go back to that first conversation of, maybe I do need to reduce the price.
Very good. Okay. So do you like hearing kind of people's? Yeah. Okay. We'll keep doing this. Okay. So Randy, my favorite day of Starkey of the year.
Is that when you have to pay off on your bet?
We had no bet, so well, these actually came in early, so maybe I did.
Well, no, I calendars are in. That's his favorite day. Hey, Randy left Starkey Mortgage, if you didn't know that. But I just wanted to say a big thank you that I've been here for 7 years, and this will be a record year for us. So I do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. But that's not to say that I wouldn't like to see more of you. Okay? So especially you new people, next Monday, yes? Monday, we're doing a Mortgage 101 class here, Lunch and Learn, starting at 12:30. So I would love to have as many of you as would like to become somewhat educated or on mortgages, or if you have mortgage questions, this would be an ideal time to do it. We'll be here teaching you the basics and answering all your questions. Rates are holding steady exactly where they have been, except for jumbo rates are creeping up a little bit. So we were in the 3.6, 3.7 range before on jumbos. We're up to about the 3.8 and 4 on the jumbos. Conventional still hanging around 3.75 or so, plus or minus a little bit. FHA down around 3.5. So, and we don't really, no matter what happens today, at the end of the day, don't really expect any major changes at this particular point. Okay? Thanks a lot. Oh, I had one more thing. We talked about compliance, and we talked about advertising. We have a great tool for you guys called Rate Plug, where my lovely assistant, Vanna White, that was standing in the back just a moment ago, sends you all flyers on all your listings and all your open houses. And even if you're holding an open house for another agent, sends you a flyer with your information on it, with the house information on it. So if you are not signed up for the Rate Plug, it's a free program to you. Doesn't cost you a thing. And they're nice flyers, and they are compliant flyers. So if you're not signed up, please see me afterwards so we can get you going. No cost. Thanks a lot, guys. Get your calendars on the way out. I'll be standing in the back.
Love those calendars. Center of my desk. I love just being able to look at a big calendar. I use it all day long. Refer to that. Yannick, what do you got?
Good morning.
Morning.
It's a big group today.
Yes, it is.
Standing room only.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Carrie Ann Messina. I'm with Gannick Great Mints, which has now been rebranded. We are now going by Gannick. You will see that our logo has changed, and you'll start to see this on all of our products that we send out, or anything, any literature, or anything like that. Before that got rolled out yesterday, I had ordered these, which are my flyers that have our old logo on it. And so I will be giving these to you guys. For anyone who doesn't know, we have an Alpharetta office. It is open, it is up and running. It's great. We've had a few closings up there already, and yeah. So it's been nice to see some of you there. I'd love to see more of you. Also, some of you may know I was a Maryland attorney. I did closings in Maryland for 20 years before I moved to Georgia for my husband's job about a year ago. Georgia does not recognize the Maryland bar, so I had to retake the bar in July, and I just got sworn into the bar this morning. So now I'll be actually helping to do closings. I can answer questions. I can, help your clients with anything that if they have legal questions or anything like that. So, love to see you all up in Alpharetta. If you're up in the area, just drop by because I'm always there and I'm by myself.
Does your name change by the contract, or is that just your logo? Do we change the name Gannett Wright Men's?
We're going to start referring to ourselves. If you call our office now, it'll say thank you for calling Gannett. So we are going to be going strictly by Gannett now. So you can put Gannett in the contract. We will know who you mean if you put Gannett Wright Men's. So it's okay. But I think they will be changing it in the whatever the software is. Okay, any questions?
I just
Anybody
want to
else?
say, Carrie Ann was fabulous in my closing. She went above and beyond and really was terrific.
Oh, well, that's
Wonderful
nothing.
to work with.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Okay, interesting. I mean, all these years, that's all I've ever called them.
Well, that's part of
yeah,
the deal.
I didn't know you had other news. But anyway, now, I mean, it's silly. You have the same service here, middle, in town. There's a Gannett up there. I mean, it's nuts if you have a property that's closing that the property address is in Roswell to close. I mean, close nearby.
And incidentally, if you close with the Alpharetta office, Debbie is, if you're used to working with Debbie Stewart in my office, she is still going to be your closer. So everybody who loves Debbie, you'll still be working
Those
with
are the
her.
magic words. Okay.
And if you love a particular attorney, they'll usually travel.
Yes.
To another.
Yes. So if you have somebody specific that you would like to have do, we'll do our best to make that happen on the schedule.
Okay. So we just have a few minutes. Let's talk a little bit. I meet with a group every Thursday. We just kind of talk what's on your mind. This kind of came up. So it was someone that's newer in the business that kind of was asking questions about, like, how do you work with an investor? And it kind of struck me that there's really different forms of business. Okay, I mean, obviously it's an easy divide: commercial, residential. And I would say 99% of you, I sold 1,000 properties in my career. I never did one commercial deal. Completely different body of knowledge that I felt like I could not help and counsel people. Okay? But never really thought about that our side of residential actually has 3 or 4 or 5 areas that are still pretty specific. Okay? I mean, all of us come in the business and we all are somewhat working. What you're taught to work is resale business, right? Okay, but it's interesting, the question on investors, it's a different body of knowledge to be able to, you just don't go out and say, buy this house, right? I mean, you gotta, and there's 2 different sides. I mean, either they're buying it to flip, meaning you gotta know what is a deal, what's required to put in it cost-wise, and that you actually come out with a rate of return that your person wants. That's a skill. Completely different thing we're buying if we're looking to buy and hold as a rental. Now we're again advising, this is what you can buy it for. This is what I would advise putting in. Most investors want a 10% plus rate of return. I can prove to you you get those rents. Again, this is higher level stuff that you don't just do overnight. You have to begin learning this. Same thing with new construction. I mean, it's a different game. Just like Tori was saying in her video. I mean, knowing that you do, yes, you need a pre-drywall inspection if you're building. There's just a lot of things you need to know to help a client from picking a lot as dirt to the final product. It's not the same as resale business. And then also, we get this a lot, just distressed property, or especially short sales. Completely different game of the rules of how you play that. So the point I'm trying to make is all of us are kind of schooled in resale business. These other areas, your license allows you to do those, but it's not just as simple as going and doing it. You're going to have to learn some stuff. Okay? Make sense? All right, so do we have a winner?
Have a winner. Have a winner. Come on up.
Is there a accounting firm that is representing?
We have
ourselves?
we have a drum roll.
The accounting firm, yes it does, yes, the accounting firm agrees.
So the people have spoken.
People have spoken. Drum roll. Anybody? Tori Williams.
I don't think she's here, so she'll appreciate that. Okay, so listen to Caravans. What do you got? Oh, super quick. Just so we're at the point of the year with calendars, and a lot of people. I'd advise you to go ahead if your certain calendars sell out in stores, so you might want to go ahead and start doing that. But go ahead.
Who uses a passion planner? Really, all three of you? Wow, okay. Passion Planner is a company. You can go to passionplanner.com for more information. It really helps with not just planning your day-to-day and week-to-week calendar. It really has some lifelong goals in here. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. So imagine if you're going on a trip and your car is packed and you know you want to get to LA from Atlanta, you forget your map. Well, you kind of go in westerly direction and feel like maybe you'll hit where you want to go. This helps you touch back and remind yourself what your actual go is. It's your map for yourself. And you're able to assess it weekly, monthly, touch back. There's great space in here. The calendar itself, what I love about this is you have a personal to-do list, a work to-do list, a space of infinite possibility. You have this week's focus and good things that happened. So it really is a great spread for a full week. And then of course there's lots of other planning, monthly, and then monthly reflection. But it's a great calendar. I love it. It's got a little tab in there to keep you on track to where you actually are. Can I see a show of hands of people that might want to order this? It's going to run about $35. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we've got about 10. Good.
One thing real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love this. The one thing that I'm very high on is just that you get a calendar that you can see a whole week at a time.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, it has times you can, but I think it's very, very helpful to be able to see the entire week at a time.
And you can write, there's like pages in the back, so you can keep all your notes in one place.
Right.
So you're not
Come to
writing
meetings, there's, yeah.
You like this?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right,
If
let's
anyone wants to see it, stop by my office.
Okay, there we go. Let's use Caravans. What do you got? Jessica.
I have 3 investment properties at a senior condominium in Sandy Springs. It's at Mount Vernon Village. They're able to be rented for anywhere from $800 to $1,200 above what the fees are. The prices start at $85,000. They go up to $95,000. Different levels of renovation. But it's a great community. Only 70 units and good enough.
What's the age requirement to the
55 plus.
Go ahead.
We've got a new listing coming up. This is a great opportunity if you know anybody who would like to live directly across the street from Steve Harvey.
Great guy.
Great guy. Down Jet Ferry, right here in Dunwoody, Sandy Springs. It's going to be priced at $900K. It's a deal for the neighborhood. Finished terrace level, all the bells and whistles, beautiful wooded view.
2.5 acres. It's on 2.5 acres, priced at $900K. And down there, they're $1 million+ house.
Huge lots.
Huge ones.
Yeah.
On the edge of Jet Ferry.
All right, the real Luann.
I have a beautiful new listing in Johns Creek. It's brick, remodeled, has 2 masters, one in the main, one out. Listed at $430, and it's in Kingston's Crossing.
Set there.
I'm the new condo queen. I have 2828 Peachtree coming online in about a week at $759. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 26th floor. And I have with Tori, the video queen, she and I have a listing coming for rent in Sovereign for $13,000 a month. So keep it in
Wow.
mind.
Wow, how about that?
13,000.
Sovereign's great building.
Sovereign is,
Hey, I've got a new listing in Adams Crossing on the west side, a beautiful 3-3 Craftsman. It's in really, really good shape. Just put it on the market on Friday. We've already had a ton of interest. And I'm holding a Caravan today from 12 to 2. I put this is here and it didn't print out right, so it doesn't have the price on it. It's $360, and I gave up. I thought it was so would love to see you stop by today. Thanks.
That Upper West Side, great area for young professionals, love it, but you get a lot of house for the money and you get downtown without getting on the highway pretty quickly.
Right.
Liv.
Yeah, I've got 3 new listings. One, it's in Huntley Estates, new community. I had an open house on Sunday and got great feedback. I mean, people loved it. They have full basements. So for an in-town home, it's got a full basement and a big yard, all wooded in the back, lots of privacy. It's in the Huntley Hills, and which is an established neighborhood inside 285. The elementary school is a STEM elementary school, which is only like 4 of them in Georgia or something like that, and it also has a Montessori program, supposedly a really good school. But compared to what else is around close by, same price, but we've got basement and bigger yards.
Great. Susan.
Well, I've got one just as good, if not better than that, Liz. It was a custom-built home 10 years ago, but we were actually dropping the price $25,000 because we have been competing with new construction and redid some of the numbers, and so we're going to be relisting it, or at least dropping the price on Wednesday, tomorrow, to $750. 6 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, unfinished full basement, huge in Keswick Village.
Okay. Misha.
I have a 3-2 in Cambridge School District in Alpharetta. It's an in-unit townhouse listed at $199. And then I also have an investment opportunity down in Connally, Georgia. You may not know where that is, but it's about 5 minutes from the airport. My builder is selling his model for $111,700, and he's renting it back for a year or 2 at $1,000 a month for the model, so that he can use it as a model. So if you're looking for an investment property at $100,000 and guaranteed $1,000 for the next 1 to 2 years a month, come see me. It's new construction, by the way. It's a 3, 2.5 townhouse.
We're having a Caravan if anyone wants to take a field trip to the old 4th Ward. Keller Williams compliant flyers. Maybe 95%. So it's 563 Winton Terrace, brand new construction. You can see Ponce City Market from there. So come on down. You can have some champagne and hors d'oeuvres and celebrate Election Day.
There we go.
Yeah.
Joshua.
I have a price improvement in the Cascade Camp Creek area. 239. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. I need to move it. Corner lot, gorgeous. 239.
Excellent. Christine.
I have a new listing coming up at the end of this week, actually. Master on the Main, full finished basement, huge basement, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, private backyard, cul-de-sac lot, 189.9, Stone Mountain, Georgia, in the Stone Breeze subdivision. Close to Highway 78, for those of you who have no idea where that is.
It's not.
Maria.
I have one coming up in Benson Park. Judges so good there. It's a 3, 2.5 on a basement at $299. Love my kid a little bit because it's a distressed sale.
Okay. Anyone else? Susan.
Yeah, I have a loft at 5300, loft 5300 in Chamblee, and it is the largest 1 bedroom. It's a 792 square foot. The Keswick, actually, me knowing Keswick, it is called the Keswick floor plan. It is a short sale, so we have it listed at $150. If we did price per square foot, we should be selling at $158 to $160. So bring us an offer.
Okay.
I have 2 upcoming listings in Northwood subdivision, Doraville area. Coming on the market, they'll probably be in the 200 range.
Good Good neighborhood, hot neighborhood. Anyone else?
I forgot
Liz.
to mention, I've got a client, she doesn't wanna officially list it until January, but she said because she's got a couple little dogs and whatnot, she travels a lot, but, she'll be out by January. But she said if there's someone looking for a townhome, it's a, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath townhome in, Ashworth, in Dunwoody, it's gonna be like, between $4,000 and $415 probably is the lowest price. Let me know, come see me.
I have one more buyer need. I have a buyer need in, Lawrenceville, Snellville, Lilburn, Hewlett, just up that corridor. We're looking for a 4-2, it doesn't have to be on a basement, a minimum of 3,000 square feet with at least a brick front. I know that sounds kind of vague, but we've seen probably everything. So if you have anything coming up in those cities under 230, just let me know and I'll vet the property. We're trying to beat before it gets on the market.
Okay.
My Womack listing, we're gonna get ready to drop the price, to $525, in the next day or so, if anyone is interested in that. That's, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. You have the fifth, the bonus room could be a bedroom, but, it's, 3,500 square feet, no basement. Right on Womack and close to Shenandoah. Great location.
Okay, so remember, after sales meeting next week, our traditional Thanksgiving lunch. Tomorrow I'm teaching Bill Truss. Tomorrow at 1, Thursday we got Matrix class.
And Rachel on Friday.
I'm having a dot loop class, so if y'all have questions, new agents, experienced agents, y'all come. We're gonna go through a lot of the basics. So at 1 o'clock Friday after night.
Hey, you talk about that investors. Dave Thomas is doing a CE credit.
That's later this month.
Yeah, it's at the end of the month.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Becky and Jessica, for your insights on stats. Congratulations, Corey.